Hello folks, welcome to the canal de Jose. Today we're going to show you a scam that the automobile companies have created for the consumer. And these items shouldn't fail. They have made it into a consumer expense where it has to fail and you have to put more money out of your pocket to replace these items. And we're going to show you on this 66 what the technology used to be back then and what the technology is now and how they made it so you can spend more money in your vehicle without needing those repairs, but it's needed because you need to use it. So with that said, let's get started to the video. So we started doing some repairs on our 66 on the electrical side for the headlights, and then we had to open the hood, and we noticed that the mechanisms that hold the hood up right when you need to work on the engine, they're really simple. And the mechanisms for the new cars, they tend to fail because their mechanism, the companies have made it especially so it can fail, so you spend money on these items when it shouldn't need to fail when the technology was good and they had tried to fix it, but they made it into a scam. So we're gonna open the hood and show you the mechanisms on this and show you the mechanisms on how it has evolved to the new ones where it is from no money to spending money. So we're gonna open the hood on our 66 and it's pretty simple. There's nothing fancy about it. And this technology I can let go of the hood once I pull it all the way up. So there's these hinges that they have a big spring, and these hinges, they're nothing special about it. They're just simple technology that they do their job without failing. So these hinges, there's two of them, one on each side, just like the new cars, but the mechanisms on these are meant to hold the hood upright when you need to work on your engine. They're pretty simple. There's nothing special about them. So these are the hinges. There's one in one side and one in another side, and these are the ones in charge of making sure that your hood goes up and down and it gets held up when you're trying to work on your engine. At this point, the hood is still able to be held by the hinges, nothing else. So these hinges they are meant to hold the weight up of the hood. They don't fail as often. It's rarely when they fail. And as you can see, that's the old technology. Rarely you'll see these go bad, and these are really simple mechanisms that they do their job. So now let's show you how they have evolved from these to a newer stuff that the companies make you spend more money as a consumer, which is a scam. So now we open the hood on our 93 Toyota Tercel. This is technologies from the 80s and the 90s, which is really simple and it works the best to me. So we're gonna pop the hood and show you, comparing to the 66, what the technology has evolved. There's two hinges and there's one bar that holds the hood upright so you can work on your engine. So as you can see, folks, this technology is just a piece of metal, straight metal, that hooks from the frame of the car to the hood, so it keeps it wide open so you can work on your engine. And then once you're done, you just release it and bring it down and hide it. And this is no extra cost. So there's two hinges still, but the technology is that there's this metal piece that holds the hood up when you're working on the engine. Doesn't go bad unless you bend it, but other than that, you can replace it. But this is rarely that these things will go bad on these cars because there's just a piece of wire that they hook into the hood. So from this, how it has evolved into the scam. Well, folks, now we're next to our 2010 Toyota Camry. I had a good experience with the Camrys and Toyotas in general. But today, we have these items that when you open your hood, you want to work on your engine. There's this piston and this other piston here that holds your hood upwards when you want to work on the engine. But suddenly sometimes one tends to start failing, and then the other one starts getting all the work done to it to hold the hood and the weight, and eventually it's going to give up as well. So, and one day you might be working underneath the hood, and the hood is just going to slowly go down on you, and then it's going to drop. So it can be dangerous, and it's an expense. So what has happened to us is that we were working on our engine, we were doing some checks, and suddenly it dropped. As you can see, I'm just holding it from underneath. I let it go and it drops. So that, like I said, it can be dangerous. But in some cases, some people, what will they do is they will just get a stick or a metal and hold this hood up, even if those pistons are still in there. And once you're done, you would just remove your stick or your metal, and you would just close the hood, even if those pistons are still in there. They're just for looks now. So that has been the scam that the manufacturers have added to these cars. These pistons, they could have just left the old technology where you have a stick, a metal bar, or those hinges with on the 60s with springs, but no, they hadn't made it fancy. Somebody thought it could be fancy enough to have these pistons, but what they have done is they have created a scam where you have to buy these pistons to keep your hood open if you just want to check the oil, when you could have just had a bar that they could have thrown in the hood and then they keep it open. But no, this is the scam. As you can see, I lifted it all the way up and then I drop it and it comes down. I let it go and it goes down. So this is an expense. This is a scam that the manufacturers have created for us, so we can replace this and spend more money in our cars, when it could have been a simple technology, just a bar holding our hood. And well, folks, how car manufacturers have created a scam for the consumer. And if you like this video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in the canal El Chano Jose.